Hey, it's Buddy Lee. Welcome to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be showing off my newest 6-star rank 3 champion, Sasquatch. Now, I made this rank up for a couple reasons. First, I like this champ, but also I'm going to be placing him on defense, and I was getting close to having a Mystic T5CC in Overflow. So for this showcase, I'll be doing a few fights in Act 7.3.6, and then taking him against the Kang boss at the end. So this path has paradox combo, so every 5 hits I'll be gaining a paradox charge, and then to remove a charge I need to knock down the defender. It's a nice path for Sasquatch because the paradox charges also add a little extra pop to his specials, which already can be massive. The defender also has a protection shield that reduces incoming damage by 75%, which is disabled when knocking the defender down. So I'll be looking to build to SP3 and enter Wrath of Tanarak through SP3, which in turn will remove the protection and hopefully let me throw a big SP2 before it's reactivated. So I throw this SP3 when I already have Wrath of Tanarak active, but SP3 will refresh it again, and then I'll try to cycle quickly to SP2. I throw the SP2 with 10 ruptures active, and unfortunately I don't get a crit on the hits, but they still go for 80k on the first 2 hits. If one of those would have crit, it probably would have been fight over. So I'm going to repeat that same cycle again to get through the rest of this fight. Here we get a nice 215k crit on the first hit of the SP2, and I'd say that might have been a little bit of overkill. You'll notice that I'm not running my normal damage masteries on this path. Sasquatch does perform better without them, however he can be played in a slightly different way to take advantage of them as well, which I've done a video on in the past. Next up is Odin here, and this should be a nice matchup since we have class advantage and Sasquatch can gain extra power against high buff matchups as well. I start the fight with heavies, trying to get rid of some of these paradox charges so that once I'm ready to go for the kill, I don't have to worry about going over the 8 charges and taking a bunch of damage. Now I go for the SP3 when the protection resets so that I'll have the maximum protection downtime after the SP3. I don't have as many ruptures applied when I throw this SP2, but we still get a nice 115k crit, and then I go back in with another combo and am able to throw another SP2 before Wrath is over. and when throwing a special while in Wrath that would have taken the defender to 3 bars of power, it actually will drain them back below. We didn't have to worry about taking an SP3. So that was a pretty nice takedown there, and we have one more fight with Sasquatch on this path against the champion before it will go into the Kang fight. So in this fight, I'm going to be looking to land my heavy, placing staggers to prevent the champion from gaining his fury buffs and going unstoppable. I used the Wrath prior to SP3 to build a nice stack of ruptures, and now I'm going to restart it with SP3 and should make for a really nice SP2 on the other side. So that was a non-crit for over 100k, and then 220k crit that almost takes him out right there. But I do end up taking some damage after because I was focusing on coming out of this fight with 8 paradox charges for the Kang fight. So I healed up Sasquatch for this, and I'm also running damage masteries again because I had to put them back on for Alliance War attack, but it would have been better if I still had them off since we're going to be throwing plenty of specials here. So we're just going to be trying to follow the specific special prompts, and what I would really like to happen is have the Wrath of Tanarak line up with his wounded stage so that we can do a ton of damage on a SP2 or maybe 2 of them. We do get wounded to line up on this one, and we get a nice 100k crit. And so instead of getting cut off at 90% where the phase ends, we actually get to take off an extra 10% health. This time we don't get so lucky on the wounded stage and kind of miss out on quite a bit of damage potential. But we are able to cycle through these next special prompts very quickly and get to the next phase at 50%. For this fight, it's really nice if the last special you throw before wounded is SP3, so that you'll be starting with Wrath, and now I build up a bunch of ruptures, and after remembering that I can't finish my combo with the same attack back to back, I get to SP2 and drop a bomb, taking him down to 3%. Now I have to race to SP3, but actually since this was the Paradox Prowess path, I actually could have finished him with an SP2, but I ended up getting KO'd. But for a bonus clip, since I ended up subbing in Spider-Man 2099 since I was considering trying to get the solo with him, I decided to try this last part of the fight with him and see how the Wither debuff would work. So I did this pretty poorly, but still effective. I want to throw my SP2, which should reverse Kang's power gain and let me build back to SP3 to finish the fight. So I try to intercept with SP2 and Kang doesn't play ball, however he didn't make me pay and I still applied the Wither debuff, so now I can intercept on my way back to SP3. Well, that's it for my showcase of my newest rank 3 Sasquatch with a guest appearance of Spider-Man 2099. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and let me know what you think of Sasquatch, and also if you want to see how Spider-Man would do in a solo attempt versus Kang Boss.